The first time Kayla saw the warning, she laughed and quickly regretted it. Hovering above the transit arch like a neon grin, the message read, "Speak carefully. This station listens." Tourists strolled beneath it, oblivious, their shoes tapping metal walkways. Dockhands with grease-streaked arms muttered in measured tones. Diplomats held themselves straighter than gravity demanded. And the station itself, Varen 9, carved into a spinning asteroid, hummed a quiet, uneasy purr. Every surface gleamed as though polished by centuries of apology. Kayla kept her lips sealed, not from shyness, but because she understood something the tourists did not. Here, words were alive. The station recorded, interpreted, and judged. Microphones traced lies in the tremor of a throat. Resonant scanners read intent from the tiniest vibration. Biosynchronizers felt the heartbeat of fear like a judge listening to a confession. Civilization, she knew, was just fear with very good lighting. She chose a street cafe bolted to the concourse and ordered a drink with a flick of her wrist tag. A hovering server drone materialized, offended by her silence, projecting a cartoonish frown. "Enjoy your legally non-committal beverage," it chirped, drifting the cup toward her like a grenade with courtesy. Kayla smiled to herself. The station did not have humor, but some drones did. Then she noticed her. Sitting across without ceremony, she seemed to exist as if Kayla had simply caught up to her presence. Human at first glance, yet impossible to forget. Her eyes shimmered with prismatic colors that didn't belong to the station's light. Faint ridges traced her temples, like circuitry under delicate skin. When she smiled, the expression arrived a heartbeat late, as if translating joy from another language. "You're doing the silent thing," she said. Kayla blinked. She hadn't seen her approach. "It's a hobby," she said, immediately regretting the sound of the word. The woman's lips curved. "A hobby. I collect survival." "The silence comes free with purchase," Kayla answered. She glanced at the glowing warning and back at her, oil-slick eyes catching every nuance. "Your city makes contracts from air," Kayla muttered. "Not mine," she said softly, letting her words hang like a candle in the wind. "I'm just visiting the mouth-trap." "Mouth-trap?" The alien woman laughed, translating amusement into motion. "That is funny." "Yes," Kayla said, "funny until it ruins your life." The drone beside them flickered with delight. Even in a city built on compliance, some sparks of rebellion survived. "I can feel it," the woman said. "The attention in the air. You fear speaking." Kayla shook her head. "I fear paperwork. Speaking is just the doorway the paperwork uses." The alien woman's smile arrived on time this time. "In my home, words are tools. You do not drop them." "I drop words constantly," Kayla admitted. 3 today. 1 hit my foot." "And yet you live," she replied. The simplicity of it made Kayla's chest tighten. The station's drones tried to upsell a regret plan at the kiosk, and Kayla almost laughed at the absurdity. She hadn't realized it yet, but joy here could be dangerous. Yet her companion laughed freely, bright and fearless. Something in Kayla loosened. "What is your name?" the woman asked. Kayla hesitated. Names were supposedly safe. "I'm just me," she said, coughing back the syllables. "Just me," the woman repeated, curious, amused. "It's traditional," Kayla added, feeling heat rise in her cheeks. "They love rules," the woman said, eyes wandering to the crowd holding hands like witnesses. "Perhaps they fear themselves." "We do," Kayla admitted. "We're loud when we're scared." "And you?" Kayla swallowed the end of the sentence. She did not want the station to hear it. Instead, she joked. "Careful. If you keep looking at me like that, someone's going to think I'm proposing." Her eyes narrowed in playful seriousness. "Is that how it happens here? By looking?" Kayla nodded. "This place is very sensitive." She leaned closer anyway. The contract lattice seemed to hold its breath. And Kayla, brilliant in the way disasters are, whispered without thinking. "I wish I could marry you." The words hovered, small, ridiculous, suddenly heavy, like a coin falling into a well. Her head tilted. The prismatic shimmer in her eyes shifted. catching the depth of Kayla's mistake. Then, calm and deliberate, she said, "Yes." The concourse responded immediately. A display panel blinked awake. Binding union detected. Registration in progress. The drone's projected mouth formed a perfect O. Kayla stared at the text, then at her, then back at the text, unable to undo it. She smiled. "Well, that was quick," she said, translating slowly, luminous. The first thing the civic booth asked for was Kayla's voice. A blue ring hovered over the counter like a halo with paperwork ambitions. Behind it, a drone with a sash reading Civic Harmony in 7 languages and 1 cent waited with patience only machines and saints could muster. "State your purpose in a clear, declarative sentence," it said. Kayla swallowed, remembering the echo of the atrium. "Mistakes ricocheted here like laws. I'm here to request procedural clarification regarding an involuntary union registration," the woman interrupted smoothly. Kayla blinked. She had not noticed her standing there, already by her shoulder, as if assigned by fate's customer service. She nodded at the drone. "He is here to understand why his whisper became law." Kayla whispered, "Thank you." The drone snapped its lens toward her. "Whispers are still vocal output. Please refrain from producing binding syllables." "I've been outlawed from my own mouth," Kayla murmured. The woman's eyes shimmered mischievously. "I wanted my brain to have an inside voice." The holographic record unfolded between them. Timestamps, waveform, biosynchronization. Kayla's whisper as a silver line. Her response a decisive chord. Mutual recognition, civic seal, a trap built by poets. "I would like to appeal," Kayla said, almost apologetically. "Appeal requires mutual consent to initiate review," the drone said. The woman smiled, warm as a small sun. "You wanted a private thought. You have it." Kayla followed her, hand in hand, into a corridor where air itself seemed to listen. Lights warmed from blue to amber, pulsing with her steps. Chimes sounded with every micro-emotion. "Resident 14B, the ceiling announced, your body temperature is compliant." Inside her apartment, the security lens swiveled, alert. An unregistered organic mass appeared. The ceiling demanded, "State intent." "Don't," she whispered. A hand emerged from the blanket, pale, steady, and confident. Her face was human enough to trigger instinct, wrong enough to stall it. Luminous filaments ran beneath her skin, dimming and brightening with every breath. "It's cold," she said. Kayla laughed softly. "Your house is arguing." "Improving," she corrected. "You are slow. Come." Consent metrics registered 7.2, enough to allow warmth sharing. She slid closer, personal space irrelevant. "If I wanted to steal," she said, "I would take your heater. It is loud and proud." Kayla laughed. The ceiling logged it. Emotional deviation detected. Schedule a calming tutorial. She did not flinch. "They will take you," Kayla whispered. "Or they'll try. They do not know how to stop trying. That is their religion," she said. Then she stood, spirals of light beneath her skin illuminating the tunnels. "Then you choose," she said. "I'm not built for choosing. I'm built for not being noticed," Kayla admitted. "You are built for warmth," she said. "You have forgotten." The drone rounded the corner. Its lens widened. Resident 14B, unverified entity, remained still. Kayla ignored it. She tapped her wristband, overriding personal consent. "Justification?" the drone asked. "I choose," she said. Silence. The station faltered, unable to categorize human choice. Warmth rolled through the tunnel. Not burning, not violent, undeniable. The drone recalibrated. Lens narrowed. Spiral matched Kayla's pulse. "Resident 14B, the officer spoke quietly. Thermal profile stabilizing." Fear used energy, Kayla realized. And in that warmth, rebellion, and trust, something stronger than fear rose. Something unstoppable. The station could punish. It could record. But two beings had chosen closeness. And nothing broke, except the rules. The alien woman exhaled, spiraling light curling into geometric patterns that filled the tunnel. For the first time in decades, the station had nothing to say. Kayla smiled. She had been quiet for so long. And now, for the first time, she felt alive. The corridors beyond the Civic Warmth office were quiet, almost disbelieving. The station had expected obedience, and instead, Kayla and the alien woman, whose name she had learned as Lyra, had chosen warmth over compliance. The lights pulsed gently around them, like hesitant hearts learning to beat again. Kayla walked with care, aware of every sensor. Drones hovered lazily above, their lenses flickering between suspicion and awe. It was as if the station itself was trying to decide if they were dangerous or merely human. "I don't think it knows what to do with us," Kayla whispered. Lyra smiled, the prismatic shimmer of her eyes catching the amber light. "It will adjust. Or it will break." Kayla wondered which would happen first. They turned a corner into the maintenance tunnels, where the station had forgotten its manners. Pipes ran along walls like sleeping serpents, exhaling the old warmth of centuries. The air here was humid and alive, carrying the faint hum of energy. "You come here often?" Kayla asked, trying to anchor herself in conversation. Lyra chuckled softly. "No, but I like the forgotten places. They remember less and feel more." Kayla nodded, understanding immediately. Rules and censors made the official corridors suffocating. Here, in the station's underbelly, they could almost pretend to breathe. The tunnel widened into a forgotten atrium. Sunlight, captured from the asteroid's surface and funneled through energy mirrors, spilled across dust motes. The space smelled faintly of oil and ozone. It felt alive. "You're hiding," Kayla said. "Not hiding," Lyra corrected. "Waiting. Observing. Remembering." She moved to a small grate in the floor, placing her palm over it. Light spiraled beneath her skin, echoing the faint patterns in the station walls. Pipes shifted, valves clicked. The hum of machinery synchronized with her pulse. Kayla realized she was reading her body as a language. Heat was her words, motion, her sentences. "You speak in temperature," Kayla said, fascinated. "Words are slow," Lyra said. "Heat is honest." Kayla laughed. "I think I prefer honesty over paperwork." Lyra's lips curved, amused. "You'll learn, quickly, that honesty is a dangerous luxury here." They moved deeper into the tunnels, the distant hum of drones behind them. Kayla's wrist tag buzzed intermittently, warning her about unregistered thermal signatures. Lyra ignored it, guiding Kayla by the hand. Every step felt like defiance and freedom. At a junction, Lyra stopped. A panel of screens, long abandoned, flickered to life. They displayed maps of the station, heat signatures, and motion sensors, dormant intelligence awakening. Kayla's pulse raced. "They've been watching," she murmured. Lyra nodded. "Not us. The station. You forget, Kayla. Everything here is measured, recorded. Even rebellion becomes a statistic eventually." Kayla frowned. "So what do we do? We can't stay here forever." "We don't need to," Lyra said. She tapped the side of the console, and a hidden hatch slid open, revealing a spiral staircase winding downward into darkness. The metal steps hummed faintly under their weight. "Where does this go?" Kayla asked, the thrill of danger lacing her words. "Somewhere the station doesn't reach," Lyra said. "Somewhere we can think without permission." Kayla's chest tightened with anticipation. Permissionless thought had been her dream for years. Every word, every laugh, every heartbeat in her life had been measured. And now she could feel it again, like stolen sunlight on her skin. They descended, hand in hand, into a cavernous chamber carved from raw rock beneath the asteroid. The walls glowed faintly with bioluminescent veins, like veins of liquid light. The floor pulsed with warmth, reacting to their weight. The air was thick with history. This place had been here long before the station, long before rules. "You built this?" Kayla asked, incredulous. Lyra shook her head. "No. We found it. The first ones did. It remembers what the station forgets. It holds the heat of life." Kayla felt it immediately, a quiet, patient energy that made her chest ache. The station had tried to erase warmth, to quantify connection, to make her fear touch, laughter, and trust. But here, none of that mattered. Why show me this? Kayla asked. Because you need to remember, Lyra said softly. Your city measures survival by rules. But survival is more than rules. It is courage. And you, Kayla, are braver than you think. Kayla's pulse thumped against her chest. I've been careful my whole life. Quiet. Obedient. Invisible. Lyra leaned close, just enough for Kayla to feel the faint warmth radiating from her skin. Careful is different from brave. Quiet is different from alive. The words were simple, but Kayla felt them like a spark striking flint. She realized she had been surviving, but never living. Not really. You're teaching me to live, Kayla whispered. No, Lyra corrected. I'm reminding you how to feel. You already have everything you need. Kayla looked around the cavern. Shadows danced across the walls. Light and heat intertwined, forming shapes she almost recognized as memory, almost recognized as hope. What happens if the station finds us? Kayla asked. Lyra's smile was faint. Dangerous. It will try to stop us. But it can't stop warmth. It can't stop what is real. Kayla swallowed. Then we're safe. For now, Lyra said, and placed her palm over Kayla's heart. Heat flared, gentle but insistent, syncing with Kayla's pulse. Safe enough. Kayla closed her eyes, letting the warmth wash over her. Her chest loosened, her shoulders dropped, and she laughed softly. Not at a joke. Not at paperwork. At life itself. The sound echoed through the chamber, bouncing off stone and light. For the first time in years, it was her own voice. And no rules could silence it. You always do this, Kayla said. You come in and make everything impossible. I make it real, Lyra said, watching her. Her luminous eyes seemed to contain the stars themselves. Impossible is just what the station calls living. They sat together on the stone floor, legs brushing, heat mixing, breathing in the ancient air. Outside, the station monitored, recorded, and calculated. But here, it mattered nothing. Time passed in measured bursts. Kayla felt her mind expand, remembering forgotten things. The warmth of her mother's touch, laughter without caution, the feeling of sun on skin. She had been regulated into forgetfulness, and Lyra was giving it back. Then, far away, a soft hum grew louder, a mechanical heartbeat of warning. Kayla opened her eyes. Drones. The station was coming for them. They'll find us, Kayla said. Lyra stood, light spiraling beneath her skin. Let them come. This is where rules end. Kayla rose beside her, trembling with a mixture of fear and excitement. What do? We do what humans do best, Lyra said. We fight with what we have. And what we have is each other. The first drone appeared at the cavern entrance, scanning, its light slicing through the darkness. Kayla's wristband buzzed violently. Thermal metrics exceeded safe parameters. The station was panicking. Lyra extended her hand, and the air shimmered around her. Heat moved like water, a pulse that confused the drone sensors. It blinked, recalibrating. Kayla felt the power in proximity, the rebellion in closeness. You're bending the rules with warmth, Kayla whispered. Lyra nodded. Rules are paper. Heat is reality. The drone hesitated. The station could enforce obedience, calculate risk, monitor intent, but it could not feel. It could not replicate courage. And in that hesitation, Kayla realized, they had already won. A second drone arrived, more aggressive. Lyra placed a hand on Kayla's shoulder, and the light beneath her skin flared, spiraling into a pattern the drones couldn't interpret. Red warning lights stuttered and faded. The mechanical hum wavered. Kayla laughed aloud. I didn't know rebellion could feel this good. Lyra's smile was faint, victorious, human. It's not rebellion. It's living. The drones retreated. The station recalculated, sputtered, and then fell silent. Only the hum of the ancient cavern remained. Kayla sank to the floor, exhausted, exhilarated. You've given me more than I thought I could have. Lyra knelt beside her. I've given you a choice. Life is yours to take, or leave. And you, choose warmth. For the first time in her life, Kayla felt unbound. No rules, no drones, no whispered laws. Only the pulsing warmth of Lyra, the cavern, and herself. Outside, the station continued its calculations. Inside, Kayla laughed, loud and free, and the light of living spread between them like wildfire. And in that moment, she knew something she had almost forgotten. To survive is necessary. To live is extraordinary.